today. I'm going to show you around the iPad that you were given last week and about the apps that are on there. You're going to be seeing a screen recording from my iPad, and you'll see on the bottom right hand corner that there's a gray dot. That is how I'm going to be using a cursor in order to show you what I'm selecting and pointing at, because you can't see what my fingers are touching. So that shouldn't be on your iPad, and it's not a smudge on the recording either. So the first app that we're going to take a look at is Big Bang Patterns, and this app is great. It's by Help Kids Learn, which is through the company Inclusive Technologies Limited. Both this first app, Big Bang Patterns, and then its sister app, Big Bang Pictures, are built for those who have cortical vision impairment and can be really individualized to what the student needs, as well as can be controlled through switch gestures. So I will be posting a video and working with you individually to get the switches set up, but I wanted to give an overview of the apps themselves. I'm going to show you Big Bang Patterns. So I believe it's on the dock down here where I have some of my different favorite apps. I put a lot of the apps that you'll be using regularly down there along with the Big Bang Patterns. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up. And just to note that there is music and songs that go along with each of these. You won't hear any of that today, but be sure the volume is on when your student is using this. So when you open it up, there's 4 different blue options here: hard-hitting, curtains, flying shapes, and changing shapes. So those different options are different pattern types. So the biggest one that I've been using with the students has been the hard-hitting, and it's big patterns, they're bold, and when the student activates the switch or touches the screen, the shape starts to move and has some music along with it. Curtains is very similar, but it moves across horizontally. Flying shapes kind of changes intermittently between vertical and diagonal movements of shapes. And then changing shapes are things that might go from one shape and morph into another one. So we'll take a look at all of those in a minute, but I want to draw your attention down here to the bottom where settings is. And this is where some of the important changes can occur. So you open that up and you can see that color is one of them. It can be changed, and so most of the time the background color should be black. I know that I have a little girl who loves purple and blue to view the most, and a little boy that loves reds and oranges best to look at. The looking one that is currently selected is all colors, so it just gives you a variety of colors as it goes. So I'm going to select red. I can see that black is already chosen. I'm going to go to action. I generally don't change any of these things. Feel free to decrease or increase the time for how long the animation lasts or any of those things. Feel free to move those around. Now the switch access. Once you have the switch Bluetooth set up that'll work with you, you right now have one switch that is activated. You're going to make sure to click the enable switch, make sure that's checked, and make sure that the green one switch button is hit. So then you can go down to hard hitting. You can see all of the patterns, and if there are patterns that you find your child doesn't like, go ahead and click off of those. They don't have to view anything that they don't like. Curtains, same thing. So you can individualize all of this. I generally keep everything selected and give them a variety of things to look at. So after you've done that, you're going to go ahead and exit. It brings you back to this main page, but let's take a look at hard hitting. So it's always going to give you this instruction, and this is the instruction for all of the apps by this company, that 2-finger double tap at the top left corner will exit the activity. You can also use the round home button to get out of the app, but if you're in guided access, which we'll review as well, this may be a problem. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. the image is static, it's still, but once the child either hits the switch or taps the iPad, the movement will occur. It's kind of dizzying, but most of the kiddos really like it. And then after a while, it stops and it brings up a new image that's still. So again, you can go ahead and continue for the student to go through it. In the top left corner, where it says 2/12 right now, this is where we will be double tapping. So I'm going to double tap with 2 fingers. 1, 2. That brings us back to this. So now I'll show you the curtains. I'm not going to go through all of the different ones, but I want to show you how they are different. So curtains, again, tells us about the 2-finger double tap in the corner. And again, this time when I hit, it goes along the vertical plane. So this can sometimes be a little bit easier to view. Other times it's just different. So it's a good thing for the students to experience the different patterns. Exit out of this again. I'm going to go ahead and hit my home button to go to our home page. And this time I'm going to show you how to go to the Big Bang Pictures. Again, same company, so operates very much in the same manner. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my settings. Again, I can choose different color. I'll choose purple this time. I'm going to make sure the pictures all sound great. Actions, I'm not going to do anything with. And the switch access, I'm going to make sure that switch enabled for one switch is done. And exit. So this is the more complicated app as far as the pictures themselves. This silhouette is one of the more basic. The simple line art is just like you see here. The face is filled in, whereas it's just a line drawing. And then the complex line art, you go from like a cartoon face to more of a true face. They are the same bank of pictures that just get more complicated. So I'll show you the most complex. Again, the 2 fingers. And again, this makes noise along and it moves. So in this particular one, you see a city bus. In both of the more simple ones, there is a van that looks much more simplistic. The more detail, the more difficult it is to view. Therefore, sometimes keeping it simple is easier for vision to be used. I'm going to show you how to turn on guided access. So you're going to use your home button and triple click it. So 3 times real quick. 1, 2, 3. Now you'll see this screen that comes up and you have cancel, start, options. I've already set this up for you, so you shouldn't be prompted to do anything. The passcode is the same to open the iPad. So I'm going to hit start. By hitting start, now if I'm touching the screen, I can't get out. It's not going to take me. It'll activate the iPad, but it won't allow me to exit the app. Same thing if I accidentally hit the home button like this, it'll blink, but then it'll bring us back here because it won't let us out of the app. So how do you get out of this? When you're done with the activity with your child, go ahead and triple click again. 1, 2, 3. Gonna put in the passcode that fits the iPad. And now I can go ahead and I can hit end. Now, when I hit the home button, it will let me out of here.